Hi guys. So today's video is going to be a short one going over some of the harder questions from the review that we did in class today. So first going to start off with number 8 on the Unit 4A page. So here it's telling you to solve each equation. So I do want to go over in this video again how to put square roots and cube roots in the calculator that you're going to have. So I know the answers are here, but I still want to go over it and make a couple more notes on here. So first one is b squared equals 196. So that literally means that b times b equals 196. So we want to figure out what number times itself is going to give us 196. The way to do that, or the opposite of squaring, because this is b squared, is by square rooting. So you would take the square root of both sides. Now I noticed someone today dividing by 2. Please don't divide by 2. That is not what you're supposed to do here. You need to take the square root. Now in your calculator that you'll have on your test, to put the square root in, you press this blue button and then the x squared button, and that comes up with a square root symbol there. And then it's 194, or, oh man, 196. So the square root of 196, just like that, is 14. Okay, so it's 14, but remember it's also negative 14, because negative 14 squared is 196, and positive 14 squared is also 196. So there will be 2 answers when you do square roots. Okay, the next one is a cube root question, because it says w cubed equals 1/8. So here, since it's cubed, you wouldn't take the square root, you have to take the cube root. Okay? Remember, the cube root is the one with the little tiny 3. So cancel out the exponent, and you get w equals the cube root of 1/8. So here's how you put the cube root in your TI-30s. You have to tell the calculator that it's a cube root. So when you get later on in your math career, there's going to be numbers like, it's not just going to be a square root or a cube root. It might be a 5th root or 6th root or something like that. So the calculator doesn't know, so you have to tell it. So you put the number 3 and then press shift or second, and then this button right here is how you put in roots that are not square roots. So we're doing cube root, so we hit 3, second, and then this button. So that's how you put different roots in. So this is a cube root of 1 ABC 8th, just like that. Oh, what did I do? Like that. I put the parentheses in the wrong spot. And it's 1/2. Okay? That's because the cube root of 1 is 1, and 8 is a perfect cube, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So it's 1/2. 1/2 only. Okay? Cube roots only have one answer. Just like this one that we're about to do. So w cubed equals negative 27. So take the cube root, cancel out the exponent, and let's put the cube root of 27 in. So remember, you have to put cube root negative 27, and that's negative 3. Negative 3 only. Okay? Last one is squared, so we're going to do the square root. Cancel out the exponent, and the square root of 1.44 is 1.2, or negative 1.2. Sometimes you see it written like that. Okay, I just wanted to go over those because that's going to be an important thing to know. So let's go over to the next homework one, which was this constructive response. So Jenny solved the equation 1 minus 2x plus 4 equals negative 4x plus 5. And she made an error. So I'm going to have us resolve the equation down here, so it will be easier for us to see what the error was. So I'm just rewriting. Okay. Draw your line. Okay. All right, so the first thing you need to notice is that you have parentheses here, and there is a number outside the parentheses, which is hidden, invisible, -1. So we have to distribute a -1. And that gives me -2x. Okay, so let's match this to what she got. So she also had -2x, and then -1 times 4 is -4. So that's not what she put. She did not distribute the negative to the 4. So you could say Jenny did not distribute the -1 to all terms inside the parentheses. That's basically what she did wrong, and then that threw her off for the whole problem. So let's solve it ourselves. Okay. Circle the constants and box the variables. And then do VC. So your variable terms are a -2x, and then a -4x, which is going to become a +4x when you move it. My constants are a +1, which will become a -1, a -4, which will become a +4, and a +5. Now you add to combine like terms. 2x plus -4x is 2x. -1 plus 4 plus 5 is 8. And then divide by 2, and x equals 4. Okay. So there's one other one that I wanted to do with you over your homework, or the review. What is the simplified form of the expression 3x squared y to the 5th power divided by 15 x to the 1st power, y to the 1st power? Let's break out our highlighters like we used to. So here's x to the 2nd power and x to the 1st power. And y to the 5th power and y to the 1st power. Now we're going to do each of these things individually. So 3 over 15, x squared over x, so y to the 5th power over y. Now you can expand it out if you want and cancel x to the 2nd power divided by x to the 1st power, or you can subtract the exponents when you're dividing, which is what is the fastest thing to do, because y to the 5th power divided by y to the 1st power, you just do 5 minus 1, and it's 4. But for this video, I'll expand it out so you can see it. So x to the 2nd power is x times x, and x to the 1st power is x, and then those cancel. Okay, y to the 5th power is 5 y's multiplied together, and y to the 1st power is just 1, and they cancel. And then let's talk about the 3 over 15, because if you divide that, 3 divided by 15 is 0.2, and we're not going to put a decimal in our answer. It needs to be a fraction. So you need to simplify this fraction. 3 over 15 can both be divided into by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5, so this can actually become 1/5. You do need to have the simplified version. Okay? So we get 1/5 x to the first power, y to the fourth power. And that is your final answer, and that is C. Okay? All right, guys, so we're going to do some more practice tomorrow. Just make sure you get all these done, and I'll see you then.